moment on this conference that I went for in Nairobi, when the South African Minister of Transport stood up in the gathering where there are political parties from all over the world, and he said to me, he said, I want to applaud Liberia because your election was so tight, hotly contested, and President Bouazizi only defeated President Weah less than 30,000 votes. And yet, President Weah conceded. He said, you people should continue that democracy. I was proud. I'm going to say anyway, therefore, President, we have to concede and keep our democracy on the path it is. It's something, of course, I'm proud of, and I'm happy he did that. I will praise him any day for that, because not many Africans can do that. Look, let's stop all these political norms. When people do something good, praise them. He could have stayed in power like other people. Yes, he could have done that. When President Bouazizi,
this is a state sponsor crime, and there's a reason for that. Part of the reasons for that will be the want to keep the young population sick. They want to keep them suppressed, poor, unhealthy, so that they do not think for themselves. They do not engage the government on constructive issues. And when election time comes, they can just go there and give them more drugs, and they will go vote them into public offices. And I do not know what conscious Liberians are waiting for to move with drastic and intentional approach as it relates to taking on this government, because the DEA has failed. We don't expect the DEA to fight any drugs in our country, because if you can hear from the DEA head talking about executive involved into the trafficking of drugs and the distribution and all this stuff, that tells you that the government has collapsed on the fight against drugs. It is worrisome. Our children are back home, and they will be growing up, and they are growing up in said society. It's a horrifying thing. It's a horrifying thing for any parent. It's a horrifying thing for any human being, to go through what they are going through. But this is the sad story. I'm not sure it's going to get better. It might get worse. You are muted, Prince.
You know, when you say it might get worse, you make me afraid, but that is the reality. And Liberians, there is something I want to say here, and I want to play this video for those of you that are just coming. This is the LDEA deputy boss man, the man who is in charge with the responsibility, who Liberians are paying to fight drugs. You know, the reason why these people are coming up is because they cannot countenance this thing no more. The place that he made this statement is not just an ordinary Ataisha. That is the place government put out its agenda. In other words, the policy of government is clearly explained at this particular location. It is at this location that the government programs to affect the people positively is expressed and explained. It is at this particular forum or at this particular platform that they project what the government is intending to do for the common people. It is at this particular podium and platform. To see the LDEA boss saying this, it means that he himself has realized that it has reached the zenith, that they cannot bear no more. For me, I see it that maybe some of them have a good heart to do it, to fight this issue of drugs. But because of the higher ups, place a phone call. We know in Liberia, you know who I'm at? Hello, my man, I'm an intro down there. Forget about that thing. That he can know. He said, look, when you're listening to his voice, he said, I will say it openly. So he saw the danger. He know that there are repercussions for you to say such a thing, because the whole world was listening. The entire world was listening to this particular press conference. So for him to reach to the place where he broke down and say, I can't hide it. Look, I don't care about this job. I don't care about the prestige that it brings. I don't care about the opportunity that it brings. I will say it right here. Then it means, like you rightly said, it's scary, it's terrible, and I don't know. Let's listen to him again, my people. Listen to him again.
The issue of accusing people on this drug thing, there's a reason for that. Because even in the society from all sectors, I will say openly here.
You hear? When you reach the place to say, I will say openly, he looked around, he saw the environment. He know that that particular environment, is the place that government, agenda, policy, and what is explained. But he said, I cannot hold it because I know I got grandchildren who are suffering from this thing. And those who are just using it are just the end users. But there are people in higher places who are bringing it. So I will not holler no more. Let the war hear it. Let Liberian who in America hear it. Let Liberian who in Australia hear it. Let the whole world hear it. What happened? He said, I can't take it no more. I cannot hold it no more. Ego, this is dangerous and serious.
Reason for that. Because even in the society from all sectors, I will say openly here, from the executive, the first president government, and to the judiciary, you go in the sector, you will find somebody with involved with drugs.
You hear? You hear, my people? This is not us saying it. This is not just Eric saying it. When he said it yesterday, he wrote about it. People say, oh, yeah, leader people them, it's the digital empire leader. All the people who are associated with government who are leading, they were working government before. They still want government job. But this is somebody who is currently working in the government. He said, I will say, hey, I can't hold this back. This is something that I cannot continue no more. Children are dying out there. And who are those responsible? Not the end users. Those who buy the drugs for $5, $200 and taking it. The people who are bringing it.
And Prince, let me
Yes,
say this. When the statement was issued by the deputy LDA boss, the United Party Youth Congress issued a statement
we've received it.
threatening him.
Okay, we'll remember.
Yeah, wow. the in fact they gave him I think few days ultimatum.
Information. Yeah.
That even when he doesn't name those officials in government who are moving the drugs around, they will revert to unspecified actions against him. And a little bad drop to that is that about a few months ago, there was a guy who was the head for the Bureau of State Enterprises. He went at the same maker, that same podium, that same space, and said that state enterprise SOEs, many of them were engaged in the massive corruption and fingering the laws, to shield them from prosecution. Less than a week after he made that statement, he was suspended, or technically we'll say he was dismissed by President Boakai. Yeah, he was dismissed by President Boakai for saying that state-owned enterprises are involved into stealing and they're not paying their taxes to national government. So it shouldn't surprise you that tomorrow we might wake up and hear that that deputy boss has lost his job because currently the Youth League or the Youth Congress of the Unity Party, they have threatened him of dismissal and other issues. So it's a sad thing. I feel for him. His safety is at stake. I'm not just concerned about him losing his job, but I'm concerned about him losing his life. I'm concerned about him losing his life. Already there are reports of arbitrary killings, torture, cruelty, evidence by the U.S. State Department report of 2024 outlining that occurred under this Unity Party-led government that was done by what the U.S. Embassy call government agents. So we have to be careful not to highlight this brother too much before we further put him into harm's ways. But we have to keep him in prayers as well. Though it's a national issue, we must be able to discuss it, but at the same time, let us tread with it with cautions, because already he's been threatening. The LDEA owner Joe Braga has got a very horrible history. You remember there was a gun battle between A.B. Kroma and the Faticas, one of the Faticas brother, who was then the deputy, and even Baoku, the two of them.
All right, so fellow Liberians, home and abroad, it's a privilege again for us to be on here. And it's always a privilege when we have the opportunity to be seated in front of this camera to bring you the information that are necessary for the forward march of Mama Liberia. We see it as an opportunity. And as usual, we ask that you do us a favor. And that favor require of you is to kindly hit for us the share button. Share with friends, share with family members, and let's all of us have a very wonderful time. We will be joined by our other people, but we are grateful to have with us our brother, Frank O. Mulba, who is the Secretary General of the DMV chapter of the CDC USA. My brother Frank, welcome again, sir. Welcome. How are you, Chief?
Thank you so much, Honorable Prince. I'm doing good. Thank God today is Friday and we got a weekend to go.
Yeah, sure. TGRF. The people say,
and I'm glad
thank
to be
God
here.
it's Friday.
And to our listener, we are also glad to be here. And it is because of you that we are here. It is because of Liberia that we are here. And we are here to discuss all the necessary things, that is right for our country. And
definitely. Sure, definitely. It's always a privilege, when we are on here and want to say thanks to all. We want to say thanks to all. So again, we urge that you do us a favor, and that favor that we want you to do us is to hit for us the share button, share with friends, share with family members, and let's all of us have, a very, very wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. So, Chief, how's your end? How's your end doing? As far as the Friday is concerned, every Friday is a payday and everything. How's everything doing for your end as the Friday?
The Friday is fine, but this is not a pay week. Pay week. I think next week will be, pay week and stuff. Yeah, but I'm gonna be working on, how they call it, on pay weekend, because I have to do all the payroll stuff, and then next week will be, payday and stuff. So this weekend will be a busy weekend for me, putting hours together, making sure those that didn't clock in, go in, fix their hour, their time sheet and everything, and then do payroll and all of those things. And then before next week, they get their pay and thing. But everything is great.
Okay, that's good. That's good. We are grateful also, fellow Liberian, to have with us our brother Leo. Brother Leo, how are you, Chief? How's everything from your end, sir? Sorry, you are muted. Just unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Yeah, you can hear me?
That's good. Yeah, you are loud and clear. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Good. Let me say happy Friday to you, my brother. Frank. Frank, it's good to see you, man. Happy to see you every time. Let me greet our listeners by the way of social media. Happy Friday to you all. Good afternoon, good morning. It's in the evening to my end here, so good evening. And I look forward to having a very good show, very informative. And we look forward to also engaging with you guys by the way of your comments. Share us your comment and also share our show, like the show, subscribe to the channel. Please, this is under the Palava Hut. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Prince. Good to have you.
Definitely. Thank you so much again. As usual, we ask that, my people, do us a favor, hit the share button, share with friends, share with family members, and you can share with as many persons as you feel comfortable sharing with. I don't think anybody will get mad at you when you are sharing. So just do that for us this evening, or this morning, this afternoon, based on your location, because I know there are several people watching us from all around the globe. So time difference, are there. But again, I want to say thanks. I want to use this time to welcome our own mother, uh, the Honorable Dr. Elizabeth M. Gay Kamara. You are highly welcome, Dr. Kamara. Thank you so much for joining us. That's Dr. Elizabeth M. Kamara. Thank you so much for your presence here. We want to welcome Mane Lansana Jr. Mane Lansana Jr., you are welcome. Thank you so much. We appreciate your presence. We want to welcome Kelvin Kluber. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry if the pronunciation of the last name, but I want to say Kelvin. Sorry, Melvin. Melvin, you are highly welcome. Thank you so very kindly. Rebecca, thank you so much. And Nyale, we appreciate you, Rebecca. Thank you so much for your presence. Robert, how are you? Robert 353 from on the YouTube channel, joining us there. Want to say you're welcome. Those of you joining us on the YouTube, just for you joining us on the Facebook, those of you joining us on the Twitter, wherever you are joining us from, we want to say welcome to all. Bob, how are you, Bob Silante? Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, those who are joining us on our personal pages as we share, we also appreciate and acknowledge your presence and want to say thank you so very kindly for everything that you continue to do. Thank you so very kindly. So I want us to start with this particular first story before we can get to the heat part of the discussion. Few days ago, we saw what happened in Liberia, what is unusual, unorthodox, as somebody would say. A minister in persons of J. Brian McGill was accused of raping a 14 years old girl, and that particular case took the airwaves, and everybody was talking about that particular case. Everybody was talking about that case. The police who were charged with the responsibility to get the first and foremost information went there. According to them, they gathered information and etc. etc. Later we heard that the police told us that the only machine that was at JFK, that particular DNA machine is damaged. I don't know whether that is the work of the police now, but the police told us that the machine was down and that they were going to send DNA or sample of, the girl out there to go and verify it. And at the end of the day, what we saw was the government telling us through the police that based on the test that was conducted or on the scientific forensic, whatever that was conducted, that J. Brian McGill was not guilty. He is not at fault. He did not rape the girl. Later, we saw the same police giving out certificates of clearance to J. Brian McGill, telling the entire world that J. Brian McGill is not guilty of what he was accused of by this little girl. He is now okay. He get a clearance now. He can go about to do whatever he wants to do. I talked to somebody today who is a member of the Unity Party, a woman for that matter. And as we're talking today, it was almost like tear was in her eyes. And she said, Prince, you can see how this Unity Party is evil and wicked. To the extent that police now start giving off clearance to people. How many times have you heard of people being accused of this act police investigate after everything they gave people clearance? So this lady was telling me, you know why they're giving this clearance? I said, no. She said, this is my own party. They are giving this clearance because they think they can deceive the public. To make the public understand, yeah, that man is okay. So we're giving the man clearance. Just like you can get a man any appointment you want to get a man. Now this man is clear. After this particular girl was abused and she was even threatened, the Ministry of Gender kept quiet. They did not utter a word. Today, J. Brian McGill gets certificate, he passing around with it. He say, oh, I ain't raped the girl. I'm not a pedophile. And I commit no crime. Let's hear from you, my brother Frank. What do you make of this action on the part of the Liberian National Police, on the part of the Gender Ministry, on the part of people who even claim to be advocates? And this girl will continue to live with the scar because people saw her father. Father was, and people will definitely know that today this girl has been abandoned by this government.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. I think he's frozen.
Yeah, let's hear from you, sir.
Yeah, I think Frank is frozen. Frank.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if he is,
yeah, let me take over.
Then we'll just go to you. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Frank, I hope your system gets better.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, go ahead, Frank. Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much, guys. First of all, we spoke about this before, right? Not maybe this particular case, but when the so-called United Party-led government had that demonstration or that rally they had about rape cases and stuff, where they went to put on clothes and all their government official and things. And you see, President Weah said something about Boakai and his entire government. And he said, it is a government that is known of lie. Boakai can lie and all his government officials can lie. The truth here is, Brother Prince, let me tell you this, and to everybody listening. The DNA machine, President Weah brought in the country, it was there. It was never damaged. There was no issues until the new government came in to power and they sat down there. All of a sudden, the government announced that the DNA machine got damaged. Mostly, machine can get damaged if it is overused. But how many tests did they carry on a particular DNA machine before it got damaged? Let them tell us. And I don't think so it is even there. What am I trying to say here is, these people, they knew or they know that their government, it is a government of rapists. Their ministers, they are rapists. Their government official cabinets or whatsoever, they are all rapists. So for that reason, why would they want to keep the DNA machine there? If the DNA machine will prove them guilty. So these guys know exactly what they were going to do and what they are going to do. They destroy that DNA machine. You see, after they came out, they said the DNA machine got damaged, it got spoiled. What happened? A lot of rape cases start coming out. These guys deliberately destroy that machine because they know there are rapists in their government and they will allow those people to go free. That is why they give them certificate. That is why no tests are being carried on. Now, if they rape someone, they have a hospital, they say, oh, go to that hospital. And I think we have seen that several times here. Most of the rape cases and things, they direct people to go to certain place and stuff. And then after that, they say, oh, nothing happened. There was no foul play and all of those things. Now, if indeed this government was serious about the Liberian people, if indeed this government was serious about the Liberian children, it is a government of experience, as they told us. It is a government of connections, as they told us. They have all the funds because their budget is in $1 billion. How much is DNA machine that this government cannot afford if they said the previous DNA machine spoiled, it got damaged? How can this government not afford a DNA machine? Because it is a government that understands the plight, the need of the Liberian people, as they said when they were in opposition, and they said they were the best candidate. They were the best candidate because they understand the circumstances of the Liberian people. And they feel for the Liberian people. Yesterday, when they were in opposition, they said everything they were doing, it was about the nation. It was about the citizens. It was about the next leader. It was about the next generation. It was about, in fact, they said it was about saving Liberians, youth. That's what they said. Those are the things they said. But today, they cannot protect the same Liberian youth. Today, mothers are crying. Parents are crying. Fathers are crying. Sisters are crying. Brothers are crying because their 15 years old boys have been sodomized by the same Burger-led government, and Burger is saying nothing. These people destroy the DNA machine.
I think our brother went frozen there by the minute. Prince,
Sure.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we are getting you
Let
loud
me
and
just
clear.
take off.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me
Go
take
ahead.
off from where my brother Frank left off. Look, Prince, not only President Boakai and is now enabling rippers to go on the rampage to keep on ripping, because when you give a guy clearance, right, a guy whom the court has not set free, but you can cook up some kind of nonsense paper and say this guy is free. This guy is a pedophile, he's a rapist. But what is scary in this whole rape issue, it is that Mo Ali, a man who is also at the helm of office, Mo Ali, who is on tape, on record, for trying to kill a young girl to go and abort a child. Mo Ali is on record enabling this Maggie guy. Not only will we set you free, but when you get free, go after those accusers. Look, Mo Ali told the guy, I said, we will hear the government will back you. If you can buy them, kill them. If you can do whatever it is. So now he's been giving a paper where saying, you are legally out now to go and commit the harm you are supposed to commit. That's what this government has told us to do. But look, you know what happened? In a good country, this guy is labeled, is marked as a pedophile, so that anywhere he goes, once you put his name in the system, it's popped up. But Boakai has told us that no, in this government, guys that will commit the most heinous crimes will go free. Please, let me ask you, my brother Frank, right now, if we should take our cameras, go to the South Beach, you know how many innocent brothers who have been chained and put in prison just because somebody falsely, and these guys have been given 25. Where is Gregory Como? Mr. Pink Lip, I want Gregory Como to go out there in the prison center itself and find how many of our innocent brothers. But no, the girl who Brian McGill raped, the boy who was also sodomized. Look, Prince, the people know who committed the crime. The girl called his name. He lured the girl into his office, pretending as if he wanted this guy to go purchase food. When the girl came, he not only he raped this girl, but he lied about it. And our government, this government, the people's government, set him free with a clearance. Prince, tell me, what kind of control we in? But you know, Prince, look, I got a few statistics and data here to give.
Okay.
When the president said he was willing, I just want you to give me 1 minute. When the president said he was willing to dance and dine with the devil, let me tell you, under 2 years, these are stacks, fact, evidence that we got. Under 2 years, my brother Frank, you know what has happened in Liberia in the last 2 years? When it comes to rape cases, 102 rape cases. 4 of those rape cases are caused by government officials. 102. We got the data here. And the president went at the place there to go give a sonar and lie. We have data to prove. I want them to bring that data to counter what we are saying, right? 102 rape cases. 4 of those cases were caused by government officials. Oh, should I tell you about the willful killings? The willful killings that occurred in Liberia is 304. Of those 304, 72 were caused by police officers. still in uniform today. Oh, what they say, oh, we'll suspend you, and no, what they did, they reassigned them in different counties. My man, take your bag, go look Nima County, go stay up there. You're not in Monrovia. 72 of this 304, okay, was caused. I mean, 14 of this or 304, I take that back. 14 were caused by police officers that are still in uniform today. Fire disaster, we want to talk about 316 cases of fire disaster, of poor government management. When you talk about fire disaster, when the fire service will go right and go pour salt water in the so-called fire police, fire brigade cars. When they finish cutting one fire off, they go right and start wasting the water on the children. Ill prepared. 316. When they talk about victim from the demolition of the people home, 3,204 victims today. Bwaka is sitting down and saying, yes, I have just started dancing with the devil. Under 3 years, I have just started to dance with the devil. Trust me, this is just few of the things that has happened under 3 years, my brother Frank. You tell me, should we wait for another 3 years? What Liberia will be left for us or our children to go visit and submit?
Wow, these reports are all jaw-dropping reports, and they are very scary.
And I want them to counter it because we know where we're getting these facts from. I want them to counter it. That's what I'm waiting for.
Before my brother Frank comes in, I want to read something here for us fellow Liberians. This is not from me. This is from the government of Liberia, from the Ministry of Gender. I'm going to read this report. How Liberia's gender-based violence case jumped from 3,204 in 2023 to 3,957 in 2024. I'm going to read this, and I want us to take our own time as we read. Gender Ministry says urgent and sustained national action needed by our staff writer. Ahead of the ongoing 16 days annual activism against gender-based violence, Liberia's Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection released data reflecting a rise in rape and gender-based violence, that is the SGBV cases, in the West African country. Back in 1991, the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence was initiated by the first Women's Global Leadership Initiative. That is the 16th day of activism against gender-based violence, 2025. Rape is continuing to top the chart, with rape making up to 2,759 of the total number of 3,957 GBV cases recorded last year, that is 2024. The ministry's annual report of 2024 highlights a total of 3,957, 3,591 cases of gender-based violence recorded, with rape alone constituting 2,759 cases. I'm going to read it. The ministry annual report, the ministry annual gender-based violence report for 2024 highlights a total of 3,957. Out of the 3,957, according to their own report, 3,591 cases of gender-based violence recorded, with rape alone constituting 2,759 cases. Out of the number of cases reported in 2024, women were the most victim at 3,554, while men at 37, the report said. I want to stop here. This report, when you're reading it, it can make you scared, especially those of us who God has blessed us with our kids, and some are in Liberia. My brother, what we are seeing from the Ministry of Gender There are two things that it is telling us. One, that this government is lackadaisical, is intentionally closing her eyes on the abuse of our children, our mothers, our sisters in that particular country. From what we are seeing, from what this report is revealing to you and myself, it is telling us that the government does not care. That the government, the Ministry of Gender is not looking at it, because the report, this I'm reading excerpts from their own report. This is not from our report. And I put it up, now you put it up. This is their report. The report is saying 3,590 plus of the SGB cases is on sexual assault, sexual violence, and etc. With what we are seeing, and I want to go back to Frank, with this report that is coming up, Frank, that we are getting, the Gender Ministry is silent on our children being raped and sodomized. I remember when President Weah was president, he initiated what we call the Guardian Counselor Program. That Guardian Counselor Program was to train people and assign them in schools so that they can be the eyes of government, so that they can serve as the eye of government in the various schools. That at the end of the day, the children can be able to go to this guardian counselor without fear or favor and report sexual-based violence or any, sexual approach against them. Today, Boyka took over. He put all these people down. They're no longer working. He sacked them. He said, President, we are brilliant. So he sacked them. You and I was on this platform a few days ago and we talked about Grand Cape County, where about 27 girls, they were abused and impregnated in a school, in Sinje school, abused and impregnated in the school. The Ministry of Gender, the Ministry of Education, they are yet to come up with any statement. My brother Frank, with this increase that we are seeing in the issue of gender-based violence, and sodomy have not joined the listing, with key government officials being involved in this act, and today government is giving a certificate. Our man get it, come again. Uno man J. Brian Maggie say come for a certificate. We will not be surprised when they call Peter Bon Jala and say come for your trophy. Because they get him a certificate at trophy. My brother Frank, let me hear this from you. Do you think that the rise in these cases that we are looking at is due to government own effectiveness, or is due to our children they're not taking care of themselves, or the parents then just leaving the children, the parents they're not taking care, or what do you think? I want you to use the next 2-3 minutes to come, and as we turn over to our brother Jake. But again, welcome. Let's hear from you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Prince. And I'm going to address two questions here. And one came from Leo. Leo said, what kind of country are we living in? And the other question came from you, that why is the gender ministry silent? Now, I'm going to address those two questions in 2 minutes. Now, I'm going to address the first question. We live in a country where Liberian citizens that they call commoner, they are not known within their country. We live in a country where Liberian citizens that they call commoner does not have right. We live in a country where they call Liberian, right? And they call them commoner. Those people that they call commoner are people that they do not know. I mean, the political elite, the educational elite. They do not know the people they call commoner. That's why their vice president came to the U.S. He refers to the former president as a commoner. And the reason why he said he was a commoner, we have seen how they have treated this man, a former president, a head of state. He's still a head of state. They treated him, so that's the definition of a commoner. That means you have no right when you are coming from a background as a typical Liberian. Let's put it this way now, right? So as a commoner, they will take advantage of you and nothing will come from in it. And that is why they destroyed the DNA machine. And that is why after they destroyed it, they began to rape and sodomize Liberian youth and children. They are giving them certificate of achievement That is not a clearance. It is a certificate of achievement telling them, endorsing them what they have done. They should continue. So simply put is, there are more rape cases coming out, or that will go on. There will be more boy that will be sodomized. That is why they are giving it an achievement, a diploma, and a award of what they have done. To the extent you see Liberian mothers that they call commoners are crying, and at the same time you are giving people an award of being a rapist. Now, the reason why the general ministry is silent, or they are silent, they have not spoken or come out to say anything. The truth here is, these people came to power to satisfy their sexual desire, their demonic desire. That is why they are silent. They are not silent because they are trying to figure out things. They are not silent because they are finding solution. They are silent because they know exactly what is going on, and they are happy of what is going on because they came to power to satisfy their sexual desire, their demonic desire, their ill behavior in society against people that they call commoners, because they know those people have no means of fighting for themselves. At the end of the day, if they want to try to fight for themselves, they will put police on the street for police to shoot and kill without no remorse. That is why they are silent. They do not love the Liberian people. And we told Liberian, these people don't love you. It is not about President George Manneh Weah. Don't get it twisted. Even if the next common man, like you and myself sitting down, like you sitting down watching this show, there are other people, other common people who are fighting for their education. I'm telling you, if tomorrow they ever vet around that presidency, what they are doing to President George Manneh Weah, they will do the same thing to you. They will not want to give you the opportunity or the chance, because they feel as a commoner, you have no right to that country. They feel they should be the one to rule and run that country. We said here before, and we'll keep saying it. It is not about George Manneh Weah. It is about you not getting the opportunity to live and to serve as a Liberian. That is why these things going on, and it will continue to subjugate Liberian people if Liberian people don't wake up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is alarming. This is serious, and I want to welcome my brother Frank. We want to welcome our brother Jake. Jake, welcome again. This is alarming. This is scary.
Respect to you, respect to Frank, Leo, and to the followers. Salute to your please help to share this video as always. Yeah.
My brother Jake, this is scary. It's becoming something that everybody now is afraid of. Before we thought that only women were to be the one that will be victimized, but right now it's going to the boys. I mean, animal are all involved. The last time we saw a video of one man, a messy animal, now he going there, they pumping animal and all. But my brother Jake, what is even scaring is the report from the Ministry of Gender is scary. It's increasing, almost like increasing by the month. It's increasing by the month. And unfortunately, this government is doing nothing. It's not taking a robust action to save our children. And ministers of this government are involved into it. And you see what the police is doing, giving them clearance. The people then okay, the men now they get certificate, they can go ahead. They're not committing rape, they're not committing sodomy. Let's hear from you, my brother. What is going on?
Prince, you know me, I don't take different direction. To the father, respect once again. Prince, there are two ministries in the country. The gender and the health is dead. Let me tell you. Let me remind followers here. We breast on it before. It became headline in Liberian lot of newspaper, but Liberian people put it on the rock. Let me remind them again. AIDS, HIV, is in every fabric of that country. It on the increase. Let me say it to the Liberian people, because they don't like to read, they don't like to take statistics. They must go to United Nations, the other institution. It's on the rampant. You remember, Prince? They came up with some kind of number, we put who in that number. You remember the gender ministry, the health, especially the health ministry, try to think to put the worker administration on the red path, but AIDS are increasing in the Republic of Liberia. Seriously. Liberia shouldn't take it for a joke. Liberia shouldn't take this for a joke. It's increasing the whole country. Gender ministry, I'll tell you, is dead. Health is dead. Let me ask question. Let me ask you. Let me say something. Where the CDC chapter in America? Where the CDC chapter in America? Please, I will go there. Your first, the former president already, the standard bearer of the CDC, the most powerful standard bearer to grace that lane. Once a president, now he's fighting to come back. He told the sedition, those are following him, those are supporting his agenda and policy. He said it, he said fire for fire. He said it. I mean, say it. He said it. We're going to in 2026. All the misrule that go around the country, videos upon videos. Where is the CDC chapter that could document all these things carried to Congress? It's time. They did the same thing to you people, that what they call fire for fire. You shouldn't relent. People protesting all over Nima County, they shooting loud bullet. 26 or 27 students got pregnant by that teacher. The whole Senate and representative, the speaker, Nyomli Kankane, who's a lady, all of them silent. They can't bring nobody from book. Those are from Grand Caymon County that representing our counties. No, everybody silent. 26 to 27 is scary. Pregnancy by teachers in our country. There's some country, they will bring all of them to book. They will put them to jail. It's scary. With the CDC chapter in America, when are they going to start functioning? When are they going to start functioning? You are in the greatest country. The greatest country. That now you have to meet. They did the same thing to you people. They went to Congress with documents upon documents. A lot of time they lie on the government. But you see what you're seeing today about the raping, everything that happening in the country? Let me tell you. It's simple, Prince, that they the one who are doing it. They the one. Now in broad, God left behind these people. Now everybody's in the country. You remember during the CDC time, they were parading all in the country with rapes, with their body, with this other story. Then they will bring their own spoon camera to the crime scene or what kind of scene. Early in the morning, see body all over the country. Who the first will come to that thing? 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. The spoon nowhere in that surrogate at that time. So what you see today happening here in the Republic of Liberia, it honor that watch. They were doing it during the George Weah time to pin the government wrong, to discredit the government to the international community, and then they were documenting these things, carrying it to Congress and other places in the European Union. It's time to do the same thing to them. Your president finished phrasing the word fire for fire. Fire for fire. It's time. No time to waste again. No time to waste. Prince. They need to document all the mishap, the misrule, bring up the capital building, all these things that happen in the country. Well, thousands of thousands of Liberians in America that support the CDC. Washington, D.C. right down there. The State Department. All these institutions. You're going to put who in there too. You can see that you can see what going in the country, the misrule, Greco Comone. You can see what going on in the country. So, Prince, I said the health ministry and the gender is dead. Let me tell you, they will never crack down on anything. As my brother said, the DNA machine that was there to quiet down rapists. I know the deliberately for that machine. Even if that machine's fall, why they cannot replace that machine? We live in a modern era now. The same people that were causing Norbian George Weah, he brought DNA machine, a piece of tar, the general minister Alatan George Weah, everything, but you can never see them speak, and they don't speak. Damaging, you look at what they did to that ball. It's on the increase. A lot of things going on in the country silent. No, everybody's scared to protest. Everybody. The people just go protest in Nima County. Where the vice president come from? He cannot make statement. Shooting loud bullet, Prince, in Nima County.
We'll come
You think
there.
my Prince doesn't want to laugh, we're happy? So a lot of things going on in the country that making the country. So the CDC chapter in America need to grab this season and to take it everywhere. They probably they will concern this government. They will concern the government. If you're not doing so now, the clock is ticking. Seriously, we're coming in the rainy season now, Prince. Coming in the rainy season.
Thank you so much. I want to read this before we go to our brother Leo. Leo, this is the report that our brother Jake talked about. The increase in the cases of HIV and AIDS in our country. And I'm just going to read a few bars of it, courtesy of the Investigator newspaper. It says HIV cases rise to 36,000 in Liberia as NAC warns of funding gap. I'm going to read just a few bars of it. I hope it is on the screen that our people are seeing it. So we're just going to read a few bars. It says, Monrovia, Liberia's HIV cases have increased to approximately 36,000 people, up from 34 last year, according to news. USAID Spectrum 2025. I'm sorry, let me cut this thing off.
The Prince sorry to say that number, a fake number, that a government number.
Exactly so, but let's just read what we have here. We're just going to read what we have here. It says USAID Spectrum 2025 data released Thursday by the National AIDS Commission, NAC. The updated figure announced before National AIDS Day on December 1 shows that women continue to carry the greatest burden of the virus nationwide. NAC chairperson Dr. Cecilia Nutter stated that the number shows both progress and concern, noting that while testing and treatment coverage have grown, new infections are rising and structural vulnerability remains. I want to stop right here and I want to go to our brother Leo. My brother Leo, we look at the report just now from the Ministry of Gender. It talks about women are the victim. We are looking at this HIV and AIDS report on the Ministry of Health. Women are also on the increase. And the women that are on the increase now, I mean our kids, our children, 18 years, 17 years, 20, 21, and etc. But it's as if, my brother, this government, nothing happened. They've now raised, a national emergency on this thing that is happening. The generation that is supposed to take over, Nigeria being a youthful population, a population that other nations praise us that our population is very youthful. We have the ability to be able to progress as a youthful nation. To see this youthful generation is getting damaged by rape, HIV, hospitals are down, and I will play another video.
In the food hospital, tell me.
And let me just play before you come in, my brother, because this will be our next. Let me just play it and you will just put everything together. This is the hospital that this is a 4-minute video.
The Phoebe Hospital is crazy, man. Wow.
This is the Phoebe Hospital. We are talking about HIV and AIDS. We are talking about rape and etc. So you can put away hospital. Hospital too is involved. But let's look here.
This is the city laundry.
Referral hospital. Wow.
Oh, sorry for the.
You go for laundry staff. This is a glove we're using. We are using a glove for years. They blood here, a bull or what? They say we should not use a glove on it. See the close? Hospital close. They stop, you see, back here, they are all scratched. That machine here, they didn't working. We use the glove to wash our bare hand in the hospital. A clothes like this. See, the talk can be brave, that the race can be brave to work with the clothes. But presently, Phoebe Laundry having the scratch here in hospital. You see this place? Nothing can understand from the place. Industrial machine need to be here. A referable hospital like Phoebe. Nothing can understand from the place. Not to say the money not here. We're making money in the hospital, but are being used by the guys. So nothing can understand here. As of today, from Monday, we're coming outside lively. So those who order get a patient here, we ask them to please make sure to take their patient out. Thank you.
Let me stop this here. You know, it is very serious, it's scary. And as I'm listening to this,
Prince, where country Phoebe from? Where country Phoebe in?
Bone County.
Bone County.
Phoebe is in Bone County. My brother Leo, judging from these reports, thank God that you analyzed the report from the very beginning. But what are you seeing with this kind of report that is coming? The last time it was the they call them anesthesiologists. They were the ones protesting.
Yeah.
Today again, we are talking about these people that say they will be coming up. The entire health system of our country is broken down to the extent that JFK, they're holding people hostage now. If you get your $175 when you go give birth, forget it. You are a prisoner of the hospital. Let's hear from you, my brother. What?
You know, Prince. Let me welcome my brother Jay. Good to see you here. That 36 thing that has been reported, of course, we know that that number is far greater than that. It's in the 60s, it's in the 70s, but that's what they report. We give them granted. But Prince, the brother said this hospital is making money. But you know what one of my sisters told me? She said in Liberia here, when you get sick and you want to get more sicker, you should go to the hospital. If you want, people go to the hospital, leave from there with deadly diseases, especially that Phoebe hospital. There are people who just go with minor, maybe headache and stuff. When they leave from there, they leave from there with major terminal diseases. And you and myself know HIV, AIDS, they are communicable diseases. They are transferable. Look at what that brother is showing. I mean, you tell me, who in a right mind, who in a sensible mind, right, will go and look at the gloves that they are using. These gloves are outdated. Nobody uses those gloves anymore. Why is the money being spent? So it's all an agenda, Prince. People go to the hospital, maybe somewhat ill, but they leave from there with major diseases. And somebody will tell me, these are the own people reporting these things, oh. These are the own people reporting it, Prince. All those data and what you're seeing. But look, Prince, our young girls, that's why I tell people, be careful. Our young girls that are in school right now, I'm talking about from high schools. If you should just carry machine to test these girls, the majority of young girls that are in school, and you know who are causing this? Prince, it was just you and myself that saw a tip where a lady was accusing our sitting speaker of having HIV and them distributing it around the country. If the Ministry of Gender is serious, let them start the test from the sitting speaker. A lady who is on our brother Opa, I won't call the other name, accused the sitting speaker, said the speaker is on a rampage of giving HIV/AIDS to our young girls. On the tape, the speaker said, alluded by this girl, allegedly by this girl, said the speaker said, oh, the HIV you get, but I won't. Hey, man, I'm not making these things up. The tapes are there. The speaker is transferring HIV/AIDS allegedly to our young students, our young girls who know who they are sleeping with, on and on and on. That's why I said that 36,000. It's just for a cover up. Prince, newsflash, it could be worth in the 80 to 90,000s. My young men in Liberia also need to be checked. Because we have the guys that are sodomizing boys. All of these guys, they're not clean guys. So they are demonstrating from one to another. They are displaying it from one to another. Again, what kind of country is being left for our younger generation? When the younger generation are already damaged, my brother Prince, what country is Liberia turning to or becoming? When we have a certain president who don't care. The man is out of touch with reality. A president who don't even know the volume button on his own phone. This is the guy of 21st century, a Liberia that's supposed to be far ahead. You went and took a vibrant man in Dr. George Manawia, a man who has seen it all, a man who has traveled the world, a man whose intellect is far beyond what you think right now when he talked about development. You change that man. Look at the trash you're going to give us. If we are seeing the outcome, and somebody is telling me, say, oh, and not God dealing with us. The prophet was on the tape saying it. Oh, everyone will play the tape again. The prophet, a man of God, is saying, in 2 years' time, Liberians will be crying. You know, I'm going to tell you how we're crying. HIV and AIDS is on the rampage. Rape is on the rampage. I'm going to tell you how we're crying. Our children are being sodomized. I'm going to tell you how Liberians are crying. People's homes are being demolished, left for dead, sleeping under trees and bridges. You name it. And you tell me, or JMB, look, I always tell people, I say, you always get what you ask for. Prince, I watch you today. You were quoting the scripture about when the children of Israel were crying, we want a king, we want a king. Just today, Prince, you made that mention on the show. God said, you want a king? I have a very distant man in Dr. George Manawia. You're crying to me that you want a king. I will give you a king. See what Baka is doing to our Frank? My brother Detroit, see what Baka is doing to our children. Oh, my people, look. High school, go to high schools now. The children are going to government buildings because they get a papi in there, they get a man in there. Go to government buildings, capital building. Go there. The children are waiting for these guys to leave the offices. Go sleep with them for the little of nothing. Oh, we saw a young boy who was just sodomized for soccer shoes. And you want to tell me, say there's an end in sight? Please, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. But I got 3 more solid high year, 2.5 more solid high years coming. Why I submit? We should brace up for the worst. My brother Frank, I hate to sound like this because I'm a man of peace and hope. But we must brace up. We must start our belts. And I'm saying we, even though I'm in the diaspora, I have families. When they are affected, I am affected. When they feel any pinch of pain, I feel a pinch of pain. And somebody will tell me, say, oh, Leo, you're being too harsh on this old man. But my brother, please take it from there.
You know, I want to play something, and I'm going to my brother Frank for him to take it from here. Somebody said in this particular area, through the guy that did the interview, we spoke to somebody in one of the chat room. The guy said all of the machines that you see, they were purchased under the Weah administration. He said all those machines were working. They were perfectly working. But when the government took over, this Boyka government took over, they have the maintenance officers that usually will go to these areas, you know, take care of this machine and etc. The guy said the maintenance officers they had at Phoebe, they sacked the guy. The money that is meant for maintenance, because they get maintenance budget, they're eating that money and they are not even maintaining the place. One of the guys in one of the chat room, the man said they are not even maintaining the place. So these machines, they were purchased brand new. He said, Prince, that brand new machine that you're looking at, President, we are buying for in the hospital. He said, but the government refused to employ people to take care, to even repair it. Let me carry this back before our brother comes in, so that we can see it. Look at the machines. Maybe you think we lie. Look at these machines. Let's just go ahead and listen to it. And I will play something.
This is a glove we're using. We are using a glove for
Look
our
at the
years.
glove that they're using.
They brought here a bull or what? They say we should not use a glove on it. See they close? Hospital close. They stop, you see, back here. They are all trash. That machine.
You see? That machine
Yeah,
here.
they're not working.
You see that? It is not working. But you can see that it was installed, it was working fully. Under the Weah administration. These things were working. They were very perfect. There's a laundry room. It was working. You see how the place is something. But you see that under this Boyka administration, a damage. Now, don't believe what this guy is saying. Maybe that AI talking here. Maybe they got that library got an AI. I want to play you something before my brother Frank comes in. Look, the machine that these people met at the various hospitals that they are supposed to maintain and take care. Boyka is so wicked to the extent that they are intentionally damaging this thing. These are the people who are crying. You get us 20%, we gave you 0%. I want you to listen to a lady who is crying. She's not doctor and nurse. She's also a patient. Let's listen to her, my people.
The machine said they can put on half of it a breakdown. You go because you get a fork like in the name. Some of them living destined. I think that you said then you get one back. Fork like in the next city to go send out to hospital until in the morning you send out there and they say when they tell you no material or they'll not treat you for that day. So you come to our help when they need your help to save us, please. You have to go look there for us. The machine said they can put on half of it a breakdown. You go because you get a fork like in the name. Some of them living destined. I think that you said then you get one back. Fork like in the next city to go send out to hospital until in the morning you send out there and they say when they tell you no material or they'll not treat you for that day. So you come to our help when they need your help.
You know, my brother Frank, this is sorrowful. I don't know. But this is sorrowful. Look at this lady crying. The dialysis machine that they have. We just show you just laundry room. Gregory Como said DNA machines for. The dialysis machine that President we have bought was in that hospital too. This is not medical doctor for you to say, oh, that politics, the medical doctor playing. Or nurse, or that politics, this nurse. This is a patient. This girl is telling us the dialysis machine. They say the machine finished breaking down. When they go there to even treat them, no way. My brother Frank, with all of these things that you are hearing, my brother, where are we? Let's hear from you as we transition to the next topic. Go to our brother Jake and we transition to the next topic.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. You know, it is sad that we will sit here, right, and say these things. And at the end of the day, the truth is nothing going to be done. There will be no improvement. But rather, we're going to, like, it will keep, going down the drain. Like, nothing good going to happen. But what's going to happen is bad and bad and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Because these things were prophesied. And apart from that, we also saw these things. And we spoke about it. That this is what's going to happen if we don't do the right thing. Like, how is it possible that everything in the country have been damaged? How is it possible? All medical equipments have been damaged. How is it possible? You know, these are the same people. The way President Weah tells some of them, when President Weah bring the drugs in the country or when the government bring the drugs in the country, they will take the drugs and carry to their own pharmacy, to their own drugstore. And then they say, no medicine. And then you will see on Spoon TV. There's no drugs in the country. And then they will take their camera and carry it to the places. No drugs, no nothing. People can go to the place. No drugs, no this, no doctor. So these are the people that were doing these things. And then they said, no drugs in the country. And they preach about that when they come to power, there will be drugs in the country. In fact, Boyka said, when they come to power, there will be drugs in the country. And when you go for treatment, you will be treated and they will give you drugs, everything there. You don't have to go to pharmacy to go get drugs and things. These are the people that were doing those things just to make the government look ugly. But the truth is, God can't sleep. God don't sleep. Liberian, these things that are happening, it is happening because the Almighty God wants you or want you to see the truth. Because had it not happened this way, if President Weah was still going to maintain power, in fact, what we saw during the 6 years of President Weah term, the propaganda, the hate and stuff, it was going to be worse. In fact, you think you saw body during President Weah term, you're going to see more body. You think you saw protests? You're going to see more protests because these guys were already broke. And they couldn't stand to wait for another 6 years again to make it 12 years. They were never going to make it. So these guys were going to do anything. That's why they even told Yaka Koluba, they used Yaka Koluba to say, if boy can win, we will go in the bush, we will bring war. They used Buck Naked, the Halakira and Hima Itos. They used it too. And Buck Naked came to say they were the rescue soldiers. They were the rescue commander. Imagine. And Liberian people thought this was a government that was coming to rescue them. When they used rebels, they used Keros, Hima Itos to remind you of what these people did. And these people came there. And Liberian people said, we agree. We will vote for these people. And today, we are going through it. And let me say this, Brother Prince. You see, even most of that HIV that are increasing, these people are using the same needle over and over and over. Because there are no equipment. If there are no equipment and stuff, what do you think? If somebody come and they use that same injection and inject somebody with it and stuff, they're just going to take that thing, weapon and stuff, and put it right in that thing back. But that HIV still there. That virus on it, or whatsoever sickness, touching or what you think about syphilis, it on it. And another person can you take that same needle and you juke in the person. That's what's going on. They are reusing the same needle over and over. So that's why when somebody go, they say, oh, they got headache, and then they say, oh, we got a hand drape over you. That person living from there with HIV. That person living from there with syphilis. That person living from there with any other disease you think about. Because that same needle was used on another person, and it is used on another person again. And they will take that same needle and keep it again and hold on to it. So the truth is, Liberian, you know, most of you are Christian. Me, I always say I'm a traditionalist. Most of you are Christian, right? And you read the Bible, and the Bible says, God knows good, he created good and evil, right? And he said, anything you ask for, he will give you it. Now, you ask for what you was given. So, and you told him, we want Baka for 6 years. And within that 6 years, it's going to come with a lot of frustration, a lot of death, illness, and things. That's what's going to happen if you don't make the right decision. You were warned, you were told of what was going to happen. And look at Phoebe Hospital, one of the renowned hospitals in Liberia from Rock of Ages. From Rock of Ages. To the extent, big hospital like that, you have to use your hand to wash bed sheet, to wash how they call it, or surgery clothes and things. What do you think going to happen? You think that hand you're doing, those guys are going to wash that thing rightfully or correctly? Things that machine supposed to use, and machine supposed to dry it. Imagine not machine washing it, hand washing it, and imagine not machine drying it. You're going to put it for the sun to dry. You think virus going to dye everything correctly? It's not going to happen because machine supposed to dry it. Machine supposed to wash it. You think about those things. Look at even the washer room. The washer room is supposed to be clean because that's where cleanliness starts from, because that's the washer room. But look at what is in there. Trust me, those are even in there. They are not. It is not safe. You think they're going to take those clothes and wash it when it's dirty? It's not safe for them. It is not going to happen. Look at a glove. No safety equipment. You think they're going to put a hand in that thing to wash that thing? It's not going to happen. But this is the kind of government. You take 90 years old man who is not functioning, who have dementia already by his age, who can think, who you have to call him to put pampers to remind him that it is time to put pampers on you. You have to remind him that it is time for you to take a medication. You have to remind him that it is time for you to use the bathroom. We saw a Sarah stand during the campaign time. This was a man that he didn't know what to say when time came for him to speak. This was a man they have to tell him no. This is what you have to say. This is a man that had Sarah stand. He walked out of stage, not knowing what to say. When it was time for him to give speech, he turned around and started going. It's that kind of man you think. We know about what is going on in a country with over 5 million people. Come on now. Liberian.
Thank you.
What did we bring on ourselves?
Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. My brother Jake, let's hear from you as we transition to the next topic. You listening to this lady?
Yeah, you're talking about Phoebe Hospital. But let me tell you something. Oh, let me tell you something. If you go back to George Weah policy, one key thing was in your agenda beside the pro-pool was healthcare. That was the state of the art Bapolu Hospital today, the building of the Redemption Hospital, brought all the machine and Dalasi machine. Never in our history, DNA, never in our history. The 14 military hospital, that Phoebe Hospital was vibrant on George Weah. Videos are there because it's late now. We cannot play this video. Let me tell the Liberian people. Unity Party cannot do anything. They don't develop. Health is life. Health is life. If you don't have a good health system in your country crumble. No matter what you do, you're gonna be. Because let me tell you something. If you're sick, how will you go to work? Health is number one. Key in the whole world. Health is greater than riches. Against scenario in this platform here before, the great Steve Jobs. The man that made the iPhone, or he called it the Apple phone, he died from pancreatic cancer. In a dying day, that the kind of man I used to follow. In a dying day, I followed that whole episode. He died from pancreatic cancer with all the billions of dollars. He overlooked health. He overlooked it. Today, it's not no more. The man that invented the change of telephone today. Health is number one. Every greatest country or every viable nation, if your healthcare system is poor, that country is down to doom. George Weah knew it because he lived in the Western world. The people keep on the corridor, they lie. Pray will bow for you. The state of the art hospital, a multi-million-dollar hospital, the Bapolu Hospital, Emery Hospital is. If you take secret camera, you'll be ashamed of that hospital. What I'm getting to notice in the country now, all George Weah legacy, the Unity Party trying to bury everything. Everything. They will not even complete that Redemption Hospital. If they complete that Redemption Hospital, if you see the Redemption Hospital, the new Redemption Hospital, you will chunk away the JFK. JFK not massive. Everything in that hospital they playing. Will they finish it? We need to revitalize our healthcare system. We need billions, multi-billion, that's a billions of dollars. Every corner of that nation or else the country will crumble. Every great society in the Western world, you know what they boast of. Look at what neighboring country like Rwanda did. All these other people, countries like Rwanda and other places around the African continent, that in the Western world, the people come to power, they prioritize healthcare. It's the number one thing. They put all egg in the bed. Look at one legislature. When they're sick, where they come to the Western world. I told you, I've said something on the platform, but if they make me there, I will call that minister name. He came here in the Euro, he met me under the rescue government. I know him before. Number thousands of dollars he pay here to attend hospital in the Western world here. The kind of sickness he get. Because you don't just tell people sickness also. He came here and spent thousands of dollars. Because you don't have the affordable health care that year. What the legislature then doing? Health is life. George Weah was on top of his game concerning healthcare system. If we're going to retain that man today, our healthcare going to be better today. DNA machine, shame on the government. They cannot bring DNA machine, Dalasi machine, and they cannot bring. Look at the JFK, old hospital. The JFK over 70 years, friends. That JFK, before someone was even born. Before even Joshua was even born, you know the history of that JFK, John F. Kennedy Hospital, American former president. They named that hospital after him. old dated hospital, lapidated hospital, old school hospital. And they sort of break that whole thing and will come with new one, the redemption, all the things, the 14 military. What the 14 military did for the Liberian people during the COVID time? They were shouting everything. Look at Phoebe now. Was a vibrant on George Weah. As you said, machinery. One thing you cannot go now to play this video, but we'll come with this video there. Shame on the legislature that representing Bon County whatsoever, or in the Senate. In the Senate, you cannot come lobby in the West here. Let's say a bunch of United Party people, they can be causing laws and they know that they get an A game. They're not nothing. I will be honest with you, priest.
Thank you.
I told you people they keep walking the power because of revenge, because of revenge and greed. Because they never wanted to wait for another 6 years. They had to preach that propaganda and that smear. Over 2 years now. 2 years now, we're coming in the rainy season. Coming in the rainy season now. You can never need tangible project of the Unity Party. Man, we need to put our healthcare system in order.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Quick, before, sorry, quick.
Yes, sir.
Quick. Look at. We're talking about healthcare, Liberian people, the followers. The ARA boss receiving $40,000 per month, US dollar. In a year time, 480,000 a year. In 6 years, at 2,800,000, 880,000. He's the highest earner in the Republic of Liberia as we speak. They get other consulting and making thousands of dollars. Imagine the country that's suffering and that education is deplorable, healthcare. The men making 40,000, more than the legislature. All the legislature, they are peanuts to him. So they cannot even summon that man. Look at that kind of wage, look at that kind of salary for the ARA boss. Why? What the function of the ARA? What is so much that you're getting $40,000 for? Why? I'm not talking about a vehicle. I'm not talking about the benefit, just a salary. You're raking $480,000, $500,000 a year for the Liberian cover. For what reason? For what reason? Because of travel team? And then our healthcare system, where are the health workers today? You harmonize our vote, harmonize your pay. Bunch of shameless people. I want to tell citizens in our country, especially the official of government, do not go to these people's hospital. You see what they did to Zansan Kawa? I'm warning you because you're so stubborn. You come to Rwanda, to other places if you get money. You must come. Any CCC government official, former official of government, you go to the hospital, will inject you. They will kill you. The country is divided. I say it. The country is divided because you know what the healthcare workers say during the campaign. You harmonize our pay, you harmonize our pay. They have increased their pay before. Since the government came to power, they ever increased their pay? You know, health is one of my priorities. I always emphasize on because I know what health means to a great country. So please, guys, making $40,000 per month.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. There is a video I want to show here, and our brother Leo is going to begin this discussion. Maybe we can just take one minute each and just talk about it, because the next thing we're going to is Cecilia issue. Someone told me, I have a friend, in fact, I have plenty of people that is working at that particular Liberian National Police, let's say in the security sector. And this guy told me something that was scary. The guy said, Prince, there is something very bad happening in our country. Do you know that if somebody steals from you, you take that person and carry the person to the police station? You can pay the police people. They will pay the guys that are in the prison to torture that person for you. And I'm like, my man, what are you talking? So the man said, my man, I'm telling you true thing. And what happening? For example, if somebody, he said, come on, or not this, how you call or Gaelic common region, it's very common. If you know of somebody who insulted you or abused you, once you go to the police station and tell the police you're like the man, or just get the police and smart it. Say, I beg you, give it to the man in the prison. Those guys that are in the prison, they will torture that person. They will beat that person. If it calls for them to even rape or sodomize that person, they will do it in that prison. This video of young guys that were arrested by the police literally naked these guys and decide to take them and put them in a prison where these guys will be sodomized. I'm going to play the video. I want you to see. Amen, for God in heaven's sake. Even if you arrest a person sleeping, let's agree you arrested a man while he was sleeping. You can't tell that man to pull trousers on so you can carry him. But just look at this video. This is the reason why you see sodomy now is common in Liberia. People just sodomizing our children. All kind of funny things just going on. Let's watch this video. And our brother will just take 30 seconds on it before we go to the next issue. Yeah, is it?
Yeah. So finally, the police have brought up protesters to Sanniquellie, and we have to follow them all the way to Sanniquellie.
Imagine. They naked, they took out their clothes from them. So
yeah. So finally, the police have brought up protesters to Sanniquellie, and we have to follow them all the way to Sanniquellie.
Look at how you see that?
Yeah.
Look at the guy. He's in
so as you can see them.
Police beating him. You see how the police beating this guy? The other guy is in brief.
So these are protesters who are protesting this morning in Yekepa.
See the other guy in brief? Look at this guy. Let's carry back small. Look at this guy in brief. He's in. The police take out their clothes, take out their trousers.
Those who are protesting this morning in Yekepa.
You see the guy? He's in brief. The police took out their clothes. Everything on them.
So as you can see them there, yeah.
See how the police not trying to now, my brother Leo.
Yeah.
My brother Leo, I want to hear from you. These are Liberians who were just protesting that
Prince,
they should be paid and etc. Let's hear from you. This video you're watching.
Prince, you know the crime these guys committed? The guys were only crying about the pay. They only wanted the pay. The new crime not to commit for you to be naked, sodomized, and be put in jail is for you to cry out for your right. It's for you to cry out what is truly due to you, what you deserve. You are not giving it out of the kindness of your heart. These people toil, they labor, they work around the clock tirelessly. People got young men and women who got family to feed only because they cry out that they wanted their pay. And so Joseph Burger said, "Oh, you're crying for pay? I got your pay for you." But Prince, do you remember one of our brothers that's languishing in prison after the Capitol building saga, who described a room, a torture room of having snakes? And people were, yeah. When the brother was brought on our brother's show, on Teacher Live show, this guy was crying that when the people have torture room, they call it torture chambers, where they take things in raping men. How easy is it now? How about prepare the men we take You already finished preparing the men for sodomy to raping now. Oh, it's easy. You just take the man close on when he get in the prison there, and there are guys, Prince, you're not lying. There are guys, I'm talking about prison officers that are waiting in cell, that are just waiting to just destroy our young brothers. That are just waiting to destroy our young brothers. But these things are not common, brother. This is a ritualistic act. This is a society-initiated act that these people are in.
Thank you.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. My brother Frank, just take 30 seconds on this video that you are looking at. Just tell us, what are you looking at in this video?
I saw the video. The truth is, I'm even shocked because that could have been me in Liberia if I was never going to have the opportunity to come here, or if my mother was never going to bring me here, so to speak. That could have been me in Liberia, in Nima County, working to the iron ore mine whatsoever, right? And then not getting paid, not getting my benefit. Of course, I will want to go out to go ask questions about my pay. Of course, I will want to go out to question my benefit. Just like how in the US here, people go out to protest about increase in pay or about their benefit or about their pay. And that is why in the US here, you don't play with people pay. You don't play with people pay. So that would have been me in Liberia today, being, how they call it, naked, and police torturing me, slapping me Why people looking at me on video? Why my mother sitting in the US looking at me on video? Like how some of those people, they are relative, they are family in the US or overseas, looking at the police slapping them because they never committed crime. Their crime was to go and protest and ask, why am I not getting paid? Because you use me to produce your iron, or you use me to be productive, and at the end you take your resources and take it overseas. Now I'm coming to ask you, where is my pay, my benefit? That was their crime. That police had to slap them. I mean, your own brothers and sisters, don't you know that those police people, your child will be working to that mine tomorrow? Will be working to that area tomorrow, and they will go out to protest. And by that time, you will not be police officer again. You will be old. You will not have to test, and somebody will be there slapping your son, your daughter, your child in the same way, naked it and taking it to prison because that's karma. It gotta happen to your son. It's karma, and those police officers, it's going to happen to their children. Somebody will slap them while they are alive, but they will have no power to intervene. That was a government that came to rescue Liberian.
Thank you so much. My brother Jake, let's hear from you. You are seeing a broad day torture, and I like the way Leo put it. When the people were behind the bars and they told you that they were being tortured, or but now you are seeing in the open. I mean, broad day, these people are being tortured, taking all their clothes. I mean, boys. Let's hear from you, sir, before we move to the next.
I will say this again. I will say again to the followers. 2029 is bleak here. You will keep the video. They were always saying it. 2029 is bleak. Let me tell you something. I gave George Weah after the World Cup. That my ultimatum. I gave the former president after the World Cup, July, maybe probably August in the American World Cup, because he gets a piece of job to do. So I gave the former president a grace period. Grace period. After the World Cup, by 2026 inning, we'll tell Bwaka we'll tell you what put water in Kokino. Let me tell you something. Joe, we are not tell you here over and over. Your partner know Joe from far. Many people know him from far. He's radical. Has been radical. The sorry gay name get around him. What they call Gregory common name when I time ready to shake? Here. You think Gregory common name? Isn't that gun we're talking about yet? You think that gun? I say I get the former president a grace period. Yeah, I want him Molu again. Mr. Molu, if anybody can take the video to you, forget about your group they call Stain. Take yourself out of Stain. Go back to your political party. And I'm my second time talking it. Stay not viable no more. Go to the road you belong to. Where you came from, you're going to reconcile. The differences are happening. Prince, let me tell you something. When I say 2029 is bleak, it's bleak. The Unity Party will never want to relinquish power. That's why I say you're in the Western world, especially the great America, where the government will listen to. Yeah? It's time to start documenting all these videos, carrying it to Congress. If they want for that dark, because the people preparing for that dark days to come again. How can somebody protest? You cracking down on them. Where is the Nima caucus? Where is the Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn? They're protesting against concession agreement, concession company. Then you cracking down on the people because they're protesting. You're shooting live bullet, all these things. When they tell one Gongo, they were a former labor minister. Then they ready the toy in the corridor, they say they get broom to sweep. Sheep on them in Nima County. Where the caucus? Where all of them that in the Senate? You think when Prince Johnson were alive, this thing were happy? Because they got Prince, they many got away with it in Grand Cape County. They got away with it in Grand Cape County. So they are sending it to different country. Prince, I say 2029 is bleak. It's bleak. The Unity Party, You can see the writing on the wall. They never want to relinquish power. I told you people, they will never want to relinquish the power. They so anxious for power that a whole way of life. They fully follow. You're real adultery. You're real playboy. They putting everything in place to not relinquish power. But they left with the CDC and the opposition to tackle these people in a funny way. In a funny way, they bring the whole Nairobi. They bring the whole Nairobi. I can remember Ruto. Ruto just carried gasoline pressure in the country. You just carry gasoline pressure in the country. The people, you saw that back. You saw they destroy Parliament building. You ever the people? That's what United Party doing. What they want to put the country in chaos. On a job where they had the highest protest ever, the Jeremiah PR, and they got video, the more early than they would do that. All of them today, they can't just allow common protest because they're protesting against Mecca C or Asala Mito.
And one of them they call Emmanuel Savage, the Never We Are movement. He brought about the Never We Are movement. All those
we're in Canada. We're already in Canada today.
Sure.
So the country is bleak. Tonight is bleak.
Thank you so much. I want us to look at something here. You know, for me, I'm not surprised that these people are silent and they are quiet. You know, when you base your feelings on hate and not on the facts, at the end of the day, this is just what happened. Like we said to the people, and they are now seeing it, we told them, these guys that were doing what they were doing, they were not doing these things because they wanted to see a better Liberia. They were not doing it because they wanted to see good health care. They were not doing it because they wanted to see good roads. They were not doing it because they wanted to see good hospital. They were not doing it because they wanted to see better pay. They were doing it because they hate the name George Weah. When they hear that name, George, where the man coming from? They were in Nukutanya. They were in Gibraltar. They want you to play for where he coming from. So we are seeing it today because if these people really, they were objective and they wanted to see a better Liberia, they will not sit down for Brecker to be breaking down people's horses and they will not talk. They will not sit down for the University of Liberia to be in ruin and they can talk. They will not sit down for this 13 years and the 14 years old and 15 and 16 years old being raped and they can't say anything. They will speak. But again, they were attached because of hate and they had political ambition. Today we are seeing it. All of them have gone silent. You can't hear them talking no more. All the Plaintiff Civil Society group, every day they're having press conference. Where are they today? We can't see them. But there is something that is going on. And I just want to hear from us. And then afterward, we'll go and take 1 or 2 calls. Someone told me that Eugene Fagon, say whatever we can say about him, you know, whatever we want to say, whatever, yes, we may have our differences. But this guy told me that Eugene Fagon is not having a comfortable time with these Unity Party boys. The first thing is that, like any other person, they see Eugene Fagon as an outsider. They believe that he's not part of the party. He's an opportunist. That if I can say the same thing he did to CDC, they're making you an ICD. He came from another party. He came, President we are getting opportunity. He did all that he could do, and at the end of the day, he turned his back. So that the same way the men will do to us. So at the end of the day, they are strangulating him. And whether you like him or not, Eugene Fagon is somebody who a mob boss already, Casaprico, a mob boss. He will toy. Eugene Fagon did a post, and I just want to hear from us what we think. This is the post from Eugene Fagon. He said, "I've been quiet for a reason. The government does not belong to an individual or a political party. It is the right of the people to be informed." This is Fagon's statement. I want to start from my brother Leo. My brother Leo, I just want you to think aloud. What are you seeing in this particular post? What do you think is happening? Fagon is saying the government are for no party. Like the Weah-led government, it was for every Liberian. President Weah incorporate everybody. So what? Let's hear from you. What are you reading from this?
What I can say, first of all, Fagon needs to shut up and put up. Fagon needs to shut up. You know, the shoes is becoming uncomfortable for him now. The shoes that Fagon wearing is becoming tight. You know, never bite the finger that fed you. While the CDC hands are still open to welcome brothers that ran away, disenfranchised brothers, our eyes must be open for guys like Fagon, the likes of Fala. Look, I will welcome Sir Joseph. I will welcome Fala any day before I can give credence to Fagon. I know Fagon personally from our refugee days. When Fagon doesn't get what he wants, he backstab, he will betray you. Fagon needs to shut up. Okay? Another person that needs to feel this pinch too, that will feel this pinch, is our brother Kanyo. The shoes will get uncomfortable for all of these guys, for which they will see themselves in the mirror and say, oh God, I wish I hadn't done what I did. Fagon is just an example. Now the shoes is very tight. But let me tell you, there is more to that information that Fagon want to spill out. And you think the people care about Fagon? Fagon is an outside child. The people don't know what to care Fagon. They are replacing Fagon right now with an individual. But I'm not going to spill that out. The people are preparing to oust Fagon from whatever position he has now. Newsflash. Fagon.
But then do you break the news here? Break the news on the platform.
The news is not tight here. No, it's going to come from them.
Hey, break the news, my brother. We're not here to come joking. Break the news.
The people are getting ready to oust Fagon from that position he's enjoying. Fagon is getting ready now to wear something and go work on somebody else as not even a deputy. What day today? Friday? Give me till next week.
Break the news. Yes, if you're so scared, break that news, or you can say alleged.
You know what is going to keep Fagon down now? When it came to that gambling, that gaming thing, okay? Or JMB Junior now doesn't want Fagon. Because Fagon said, oh, the people behind my back, oh, my man, you're taking from here. The children say, oh, how you want to do? Okay, they come and find replacement. So Fagon needs to shut up, my brother. The Kanyo, the Sir Joseph, the Fagon, all of them get what's coming to them. All of them. He needs to pull up and shut up.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's hear from our brother Frank. My brother Frank, judging from this particular post, what are you seeing? What are you understanding? What is running through your mind? Let's hear from you.
Amen. You see, when people say CDC remains supreme, this is what it means. CDC remains supreme. It means people don't make CDC. The CDC make people. That's why it means CDC remains supreme. So you want to leave, you can leave. Because CDC is the only political party in the history of Liberia that gave people the chance, that gave people the opportunity, no matter your background, no matter your status in society. That's why it says CDC remain supreme. Because CDC make people. And when somebody makes you, right, you have nothing to offer that person if that person leave. Because that person that made you, that person remain. You never make that person. That person had nothing to lose because they make you. And that's what CDC is known for. So you see people that Fagon, let me say this to Fagon. Maybe he might be, he is an older brother. But you see, sometimes gray hair means nothing. If somebody tell you to kill your brother or certain things that person is eyeing, and you are so stupid and dumb and go kill your brother, do you think that person that told you to kill your brother, that person will trust you? Never. Never. Because if you can look at your own brother and kill your own brother, in the mind of that person that told you to kill your brother, you will kill them the day you don't get what they want or what you want if they don't give it to you. Those are Fagon. You see, sometimes in life, you don't rush it. Sometimes in life, things happen. There are backside. I mean, you have to go back, right? So sometimes when things happen, it doesn't mean that's the end. But people are Fagon. What happened sometimes in their life, they see it as, is their end. And then they want to go to the other side. And by going to UP party, it's not because UP did love you. It's just because after UP were afraid of you. UP couldn't stand you. So because they were afraid of you and the misunderstanding that went between you and your party, and you took that so personal, UP came for you because they couldn't make it with you. So they came for you to put you on your side. But at the end of the day, after they succeeded because they wanted information, because they thought that they could have gotten information from you to damage the government. And you went there and you did exactly what they wanted and they laughed at you. So because they gave you position and you think they're going to leave that position with you, they gave you it and they can take you at any time. It is not for you, it is for them. You are nobody. And that is what's happening right now with Eugene Fagon and so many others.
Thank you.
I couldn't wait. And more to come. Again, let me end with this. CDC remains supreme.
Thank you so much. My brother Jake, let's hear from you on this.
For me, I would differ from my two brothers in here, Leo and Frank, concerning Eugene Fagon.
Okay.
Everybody know the story, so the followers. If this makes sense, you must be honest on this platform. Because we don't preach propaganda. I would differ from my two brothers in here concerning Eugene. We know Eugene came from the arm of the ALP, the Benin. He would link with the Benin, and then later he joined the CDC. If Liberia can feed those who are in America, when Eugene never came strongly into the political arena in the Republic of Liberia, you were praising George Weah in his corridor in America. I would say, hey, yeah, raw. I ain't of nobody. The CDC run Eugene Fagon. I just saying it. I knew Eugene Fagon. I never knew him ever since. I knew in 2018, 2019, when I blew whistle for the president at the Jamaican resort, how we made friends. And because I know him, he differed from CDC. He had different shit now. But to be honest, let me break it down to the Liberian people. During the COVID, they had a vaccine. As a vinegar vaccine. He was deputy minister at that time. It was a touching topic at that time. Liberians, I can still remember vividly the videos are there. He went as a deputy minister. He said because the six AstraZeneca vaccine, it was the Pfizer and the other vaccine everybody was taking. In London, it came from London. That vaccine, even the European had that on that vaccine. Then he went and said, nobody should be taking the AstraZeneca vaccine to East commonly. They must take the Pfizer, the other vaccine. Because it was a touching topic at that time, the COVID, everybody was scared. The president suspended him and let him out of the job because he made that statement. Eugene was friendly. Eugene had the ear of the Nathaniel Mangay, the presidential affairs minister at that time. At the first year. So the story I'm telling you people here, the CDC government run Eugene Fagon. I know they went with propaganda to the former president at that time because everybody was wish-hunting people waiting them. So when he went to America, he waited. If you can still know, he started with, you know what he started with? He started with Kev Hassan. He never went on spoon. He had his own platform. You can still remember. He was still talking about the CDC. He waited in the wind for many, many months. Then he got to pay his rent now. He got to pay his mortgage and other things. He got to pay a thing. So when he fled. He fled. But he never wanted to really fled. But the CDC, he did a lot of favor with the CDC. Who was in the corridor of Bubati? Who was in the corridor of Bubati? All the United Party people today. Who were in that corridor? The Henry Costa, all these whole surrogate, all of them, the Jeremiah Pia. He alone won't be sending challenge all these guys in today. Until they put in jail or all kind of things there today. But for me, the CDC wrong him. He was a soldier for the CDC. He brought, when they talk about that tribal, they even suspended for that tribal statement, or the president warning for that tribal statement. And this political game is a fight, it's a battle. You can just display your own weapon or your soldier then like that because of rhetoric or other things. And no. How the evilness coming out in the United Party? You think Baka will just sack a surrogate at Jeremiah Piane? they denigrating the information ministry, everything, they insulting everybody. You not seen it suspended. You not seen it. There's a battle we on here. Where you can be taking left to be. So for me, maybe he could be a suit. And I one thing I will tell you tonight, maybe Leo get one of source, but I know he get the ear of Bwaka. He get the ear of Bwaka. You see Bwaka going to start Eugene Fakon? Bwaka makes statement, go to video. He said Eugene delivery. I see Bwaka praise Eugene. Bwaka praise Eugene and even his top ministers and too. So probably the only wish hunting, the only carry smear and propaganda against him, but the president will not listen to him. So actually, maybe in the corridor, I don't believe his jaw is threatening. Yeah, we probably say he will speak. By the time I told you people, I said the people will speak, but usually cannot speak now because well, it's just 2 years, going to 3 years. Like you get that 4 year come. When you finish completing your home, on the property and other things, then that time you will know the political king is on now. But for me, the CDC run Eugene.
You want to come in, Jake? You want to come?
Yeah, there you come in.
Sorry, yeah.
My brother Detroit, with all due respect, I mean you're very bold, man, and articulating what you're doing. I respect it. But let me tell you, 2 wrongs does not make a right. Fagon has not even bled the party sweat to the extent of others that enjoy. I mean that went through the vanguard, that went through the breaches and the trenches of CDC to have enjoyed what he enjoyed. And then soon or later, he flipped, he turned around. When Fagon is a people that I know personally. When I say personally, I don't know to what extent you know him, but when I say from the days of his Tennessee, going to live in the basement of Stanton, I know Fagon from my camp, from my refugee days. Fagon used to coach me soccer, and then we transition here. So this is the big brother that I know. Look, I used to be one of the big brother, one of the presidents that called Fagon. I said, big brother Fagon. I hate to talk about stuff that I've done for people because it's out of kindness and right now, right? Fagon, what led to Fagon's suspension? It was a build up a cup that had been filled. My brother Frank, you know what it means to be a trusted ally of a government who has information that you're more just running like something the running stomach. During the course of our crisis, a global crisis, when information were coming out, when even the great America were on a try and error basis.
Okay, let me hold you there 1 minute too. Let me hold you there. Let me hold you there 1 minute. Let me hold you there. Let me hold you there too. Let me hold you there. Listen.
Wait a minute. Let him finish, then you can come in. Let him finish. Let him land.
Even the great America was brought to her knees when we were trying the Pfizer, we were trying the Johnson & Johnson, we were trying all the different vaccines. Liberia was given a vaccine. That information that Fagon spewed up at that time was one of the causes that brought CDC to her knees. Was one of the causes that brought sickness on our brothers. Fagon was one of the causes that made Judge Weah look like some kind of black bar snake. Because after what he went, when people behind the scenes started telling Fagon, you need to slow down. The whole world is affected right now. You know what Fagon said? Fagon said, oh, and the people want to poison me. He started accusing his own CDC brothers of wanting to poison him. Fagon came to the stage here. I called Fagon. I said, people, the way he handled Benin is wrong. Oh, and you're sending people behind me with no factual evidence. The president himself asked people to tell Fagon, say, let Fagon slow down. The suspension was not a termination. Fagon went and started running him out. That is Fagon for you. Fagon is a betrayer. Fagon is one person, is an opportunist. Fagon is a people that I like, my brother Jake. So Fagon is one of the guys who will play these games. Now that they shoot the other foot, you want to come cry and this and this and this. Fagon,
let me ask.
When you finish, right? I would like to add.
Yeah, let me ask you. You can put the same question to me. Yo, let me ask you. Where were you when the president, when Henry Costa destroyed the CDC with all in the corridor of the country, outside of the country, inside of the country? Last minute, the second round of the election, he switched side. Why are they? The president embracing, went on the podium where he, listen to me. Listen to me. Y'all listen to. Y'all listen to. Don't wanna be color in there. Don't wanna be color way. Don't wanna be color that. Let's be real here. That's why we gotta. Let's be real. Costa 6 to 7 months into Georgia presidency. Who started all these things? The garbage and the spear. The smear campaign, the false narrative, all these lies, condominium, 16 billion missing money, all in the corridor. 5 good years. The machinery, the propaganda machinery, they destroy the cities within and outside of the country. They had a spoon talk. They were bringing on podium. All of them were in that corridor. Kosa was one of the mastermind. He mastermind all the gibberish, the lies, the smear. Today, I don't get ready for anymore. To the end of the ride, George Weah went on the podium, embraced Costa, war with Costa, and Benin Ayure that destroyed him in the corridor. When your stand-up barrel at that time can make a man with Henry Costa, then how you cannot make a man with Eugene Facon that waited in America over 6-7 months, stepping with Kev Hassan at that time before his phone started breaking in. They may have to pay his bill. And politics are interest, that reality. Number of people betray a lot of people today. Let me tell so I couldn't make a man with him. So what you want him to do? You're sacking. You're suspending, you're sacking, you're demeaning that man. And every snow today, they flip up. Every snow, they not get every snow where the flip flop all over the place. They one day they will let the president or be in private plane with the former president. Next day the same statement. Today, he had ear of the president today. When you're talking about the president, the politics in the country, citizens need to wake up. We need something on our side. Disregard bargain to be bargain. So what you always say about Henry Costa? What you gonna say too now?
Let me come in, Leo, then you come in later. Now, I will go to Eugene Fagon first, and then before I come to Henry Costa. Now, with Eugene Fagon, right? Like you said, the CDC didn't do injustice, the CDC did injustice, and all of those things, right? Here it is. Even though you said he got suspended, but he was never called back. He came to the US, he spent some time before he even went to Spoon TV while he was still waiting for the government and things. Now, when Eugene Fagon was in the government in Liberia, we follow him. When Eugene Fagon got suspended, he came back to the US, we still follow him. The time you're talking about, I remember the videos are there. Many times, Eugene Fagon used to go live and will appear on our phone and we'll watch him. Many days, women, Eugene people, in fact, when he used to be talking, right, people will be commenting, asking him. And you see, sometimes, when we talking here, people are commenting. Sometimes you don't know who is commenting. It might be somebody important, but they use a different name or something that they're not using their real name or what. You don't know who is there commenting. There were many comments Eugene used to read. And one thing I like about him, each time he used to look at comments and read. Many there people commented, if the government call you back, are you willing to go back to work with the government? You see some of these comments, don't just think that somebody, common person writing stuff, right? Many days, Eugene Fagon said on his show and said, even if the government call him back, he's not going back. Even if the government call him, he's not willing to work with the government. He said, in fact, he wants to be also a government, he's not willing to work with the government. Now, my point here is, he already make it clear. Now, whether the government call him or not, I don't know. Maybe the government call him, you and myself, we don't know. Because he already said, if the government call him, he will not go. He's not willing to go back to work with the government. Okay? He said that. Even before he went on TV. So he has already made his case. And let me say this again, Wemo. You see, we should follow and we pay key attention. This man said, the reason why he came out to talk, he said he was not getting access to the president. And the truth is, let us be real here. Not everyone, just because you work in the government, means you're going to have access to the president. It don't work like that, and it's never ever going to work like that. There are people, right? There are people who even campaign for the UP government vigorously, and they have position in the government, but they have never ever seen the president since that man became president. They have never ever even received call from him. But the fact is, they work in the government. If they have information, they share it. Eugene Fagon wanted to be toe to toes with the president. And that was one of his frustrations. He even said it on the show. He never spoke to the government. He said they even blocked him from speaking to the government and now gave him the opportunity and thanks. Okay, but I don't know if he did private communication by sending email to the president or by sending text message to the president. I don't know for that. I don't know, but he made it clear that was one of his frustrations. So even if that's the case, right? You can't breach contract. You can't just come out and say something because you're not seeing the president. You can't do that. Let's be frank here, women. Even though what you said about the Pfizer, even though, right? The UK government never approved it, even though what the American government never approved it, and Liberian government go give it to the people. Let me be real. Let me tell you something, women. You don't come out to say because UK now approve it, America now approve it, and then this government approve it. I'm going to come out to say this. You don't do that.
You betray the government.
You betray the government. You know, I understand your frustration, right? That he came out and said that, and then they suspended him. He breached the contract. He was working.
Yeah, but that priest can't. That priest can't in. That when he print on a statement, that priest can't in. He brought it up.
Right before
Prince, what you say?
Let Leo go ahead.
The ears of the president. Let me tell you what happened. Fagon had the ears of the president. Fagon, our big brother, Eugene Nangbe, visited Fagon and said, "My brother, the way you going, the president don't like it." And he started going at odds with Eugene Nangbe, the man who trained you, the man who brought you close to him. No, Fagon stood to have enjoyed this party. Of course, it's not late. But Fagon did what he got because why? He was getting small peanuts. I used to be on Spoon back in the days. Newsflash. Stanton know why Fagon was in Liberia. No, let's say, hey, and come and say, hey, Stanton used to send money to Fagon back in the days, that time. He and Kev has not a class publicly. Because while Stanton started giving him small money, what's he in Liberia? He started back talking.
Okay, so 2027, when Fagon won't come back to CDC, you will say no.
What for me, our arms are open, but one thing we know we are strategic.
Let Prince come in, let Prince. I want you Prince. I want you Prince.
No, I don't want to spill the beast out to you to know that Fagon.
Okay, I get. I understand.
But Fagon.
Yeah, but I want you Prince on the top.
What Prince?
You know, I want to go by what Fagon wrote here. That he has been quiet for a while. Let's ask ourselves, why is he being quiet? Is Fagon the kind of person that is supposed to be quiet? Is he actually a quiet person?
No.
When he worked in the government of the CDC, Fagon was very wild. When I mean very wild, you know, he would talk. In fact, it was from that particular government that he had a whole platform. I mean, he created his own platform in his office and people donated to him and what have you and what have you. The reason why Fagon is quiet is because this government does not tolerate people speaking what is right, what is objective, what is in the interest of the people. Fagon have not been quiet because he wants to be quiet. No. He has been instructed to shut your mouth. Don't talk. I do not agree with Fagon on so many occasions. But I will not say that Fagon is not a human being that have a heart. My brother, every one of us that are living on earth, with the exception of the devil, because I don't know of the devil, but even the most fearless and the most,
person that you can think about that is so evil. To some extent, he has some level of kindness somewhere in his heart that he can look at something and have a remorse. Some kind of way, some kind of way. Fagon quietness is not because he just want to keep quiet. Who told you Fagon don't want to speak on the houses that are broken down? Fagon want to speak on it. Who told you that Fagon don't want to talk about some of the police brutality that are going on? Who told you Fagon don't want to talk about this issue that is happening with the Ministry of Transport and the LTMR and the LTM, Liberia Transport Management? Who told you he don't want to talk? Who told you Fagon don't want to talk on some of these things that is happening? But the Unity Party, this is not a government that tolerates people expressing themselves. No, when you are with them, you dance according to their drum. You speak according to how they tell you to speak. They will suppress you. Listen to this. I have been quiet for a reason. What is that reason? It's that reason that we're telling you. It is that reason we're telling you. In the second line, he said, the government does not belong to an individual or a political party. When you look at that second line, the government does not belong to an individual. Fagon is telling you and myself, there are certain people in this government that are untouchable. It is the reason why people like Peter Bon Jala will sodomize a child and they will take him and carry him to a horse. It is the reason why people like Gloria Musu-Scott, after committing murder in her own home, she will walk away scot-free from the prison in the near. They say the woman are guilty. It is the reason why people like Ami Moda will take almost $90-something thousand and buy motorcar. At the end of the day, he said he resigned. It is the reason why people like Pei Gafuan will use almost $100 million. They ask him, say no paper trace, no nothing. Fagon is telling us in the second statement that the government does not belong to an individual, telling you that there are people in this government who are untouchable, who they feel that they are gods all by themselves. They feel that they are president too. They can talk and they can do whatever they want to do, and nobody will harm up them. Nobody will tell them anything. Say the government does not belong to individual or a political party. Fagon is telling you that, look, this is not a government that Joseph Numa Boyka is running. Joseph Numa Boyka almost is running like a political party where Unity Party people can tell him whatsoever he want to hear. Then he say, okay, let's move. That's why he's running. That's what Fagon is saying. Look, this statement is deep. We can talk it for the next 1 hour. This is deep. Jake, when you look at this thing, you put it in front of you, you can dissect it, you can open it, you tear it, you put it apart, you put it together, you touch it to the people. Fagon is deep in this particular thing, that the government does not belong to a political party. Who is he talking about? In a Unity Party in power? A Unity Party and a CDC in power? Fagon is telling us in this particular statement. You know, when I was in school, we did inductive and deductive reasoning. You can look at certain things and you can deduce that, no, they think that what the person trying to say. The reverse of the statement. You can have the reciprocal of I am going, I am not going. You can have it. So mathematically, let's look at this thing. Let's turn it around some kind of way. Let's turn it around. Fagon is telling that this government does not belong to individual. This government does not belong to a political party. He's telling you that the political party is trying now to take hold. Today, something happened in Liberia. Now, I'm going to leave it here because time is not in our favor. We have clocked. Today, something happened in Liberia. Do you know that the Minister of Youth and Sports called political parties youth, and she says she wants to meet with them? And the CDC boycotted that particular political whatever. There is something that is happening. The Unity Party want to take that Ministry of Youth and Sports and turn it into the political wing of the Unity Party. The Youth League of the Unity Party. That's what they are doing. That Ministry of Youth and Sports you are seeing, they want to turn that entire Ministry of Youth and Sports to the Unity Party political wing, the youth political wing. That's what this guy is doing. If anybody is supposed to meet with a political party, youth, it's supposed to be the young people that Joseph Numa Boyka appointed. You know, Joseph Numa Boyka have something they call the Youth Council, the Youth Advisory Council, the Political Youth Advisory Council. Joseph Numa Boyka appointed them. 2 persons has resigned from that particular political council, youth advisor, or whatever. Not the Ministry of Youth and Sports. The Ministry of Youth and Sports engage with young people, void of political party, with young people in Liberia. They look at all Liberians. For this girl to start meeting with political party and this and that, my brother, it is terrible. It is terrible. But again, it's a topic for another day. I want to leave it as it is, and let's just use 30 seconds as we run up. I'm sorry, we're supposed to take off, but because of the time that I was behind the scene. Next week, I'm very sure beginning next week, we'll try to take our call. Also, we are working on something. I hope it works. We want to be coming up 2 times at least in the week, 2 times. I mean, for our Friday segment, we want to add another day to it. But here, the schedules are all crazy. It's not easy. We got to, working between things. As I speak to you now, Sarah, money, babysitting here. When I mean babysitting, money, oh, yeah. So it's not easy. Sometimes I go behind the scene and what have you, but we find the time. We got to give you the information. So on this note, let's just go to all of us and we take 30 seconds and then, run off on our end. So I want to start from my brother Jake. My brother Jake, just what's on your mind, whatever you have.
Let me just run off quick because a video that going viral. Let me just make the father to notice on you saw a girl crying bitterly on social media. I know that follow the demolition. I think you saw in the followers saw it. Friends, like brother, small country. We finish digging behind that girl. The country that dig. That girl come a good for her. A good for her. Let me tell you something. She's a die-hard Unity Party. She was all over that country campaigning against George Weah, doing day. The same rescue ship they brought to power today. They call it karma. The witch hunting them. Crying bitterly. Who coming to your rescue? You did not see this? Let me tell you something. They fire for fire. So they will get time for you. They fire for fire. When Joel, that phrase that man made, fire for fire. It is like we're not careful, the fire will really come. Real fire will come. I feel that if it's that spiritual and biblical phrase down there, let me tell you something. When they say fire, in that put that phrase together, he taught on that phrase for many months and things. I don't care, you can be crying wolf here. We not get time for you. Now the same way I tell this is that you're not even talking the prophet case. Today, you see no citizen talking the case again. We not get time for the thing. The wickedness you have against a particular man about the fingerprint or in the country, you're crying, laying down, tell your man and die. Go to your rescue. Go protect your Baka home. Go lay down to Baka home. We finish deep beyond. It's a source of the Unity Party. Everything, insult people, all kind of things in there. Now they pay her back. She crying, she lose investment, all kind of things. Now what cup of tea? We're not taking part. They fire for fire. Someone was not printing t-shirt on they say fire for fire. We start printing t-shirt, we start wearing it in Monrovia the day we come into Liberia. We wearing it with the president photo on the fire for fire. That quotation not stopping. So thank you to the followers, and then my brother then take over.
Yeah, you can go ahead, my brother Leo. Close up on your end.
Yeah, let me say thanks to our fellow citizens by the word social media. Look, there's no end in sight. The only thing I would like to say here, just brace up for the hardship that's in the making. All right, Prince, we will be here to give the information to the people. We will be here because let me just tell you, every information we have is information that they themselves are producing. So we are only using what they are producing. So there's no makeup, there's no cook-up stories here. But what is said to be true, Joseph Boakai is not going to help this country. Joseph Boakai is not going to help this country, my brother. The only plea I want to make to Liberians now, the only plea, they themselves are seeing the level of damage that's being caused right now. We still have 2.5 years to go. You see the work that they are leaving for George Weah to come and do? My brother Frank, you see the level of work that George Weah is coming to come and do and undo. So 2030, whilst we will all be hands-on to rebuild what has been left, I don't want nobody to come here and say, oh, this isn't happening. I don't want nobody to do that, because you yourself, some of you guys, like my sister who crying today, her United Party people are passing by her jet flag. So while you brace yourself for 2030, you'll see the level of work and His Excellency George Manneh Weah is coming to come and undo and do. But we will be there to help. We'll put our fingers in the dirt, in the gutters, to make sure that the development that George Manneh Weah spoke about when he spoke about Mini Miami, that those visionless people they didn't see, they started running and criticizing. We will be back in 2030 to help His Excellency to build it. You make sure you enjoy what you're enjoying now. Because the demolition, look, brother Jake, there are other people who want to come out and cry, but they cannot cry because of the role that they play. But let me just take you to our CEO here, Frank. Of course, Detroit, I'd like to engage.
2027, the Unity Party worker will transfer power to Jeremiah Kun. You mark the war. What I'm telling you.
Frank, let's hear from you, Frank.
Let me go. You see, thank you. Wait, thank you for bringing the video topic on. I even commented on that video today, right? I watched it on KMTV, and I said, because she was at the Capitol building or whatsoever, that the Capitol ground. I commented there, I said, why is she crying? She's crying because she has been rescued by the rescue government. That was my post, right? Now, you see, these are the people who said the law is the law. When the same United Party broke down the CDC headquarters, these are the people who said, who came on our posts, who came on our discussions. They said the law is the law. This government came to develop. Okay, development come with pain. So the cry, she crying. Isn't that development? By demolishing her buildings, her business. Why was she crying? Because development come with pain. Why was she crying when development was? So development is demolishing people's homes, demolishing people's businesses. That's development. That's the rule of law. So why was she crying when the rule of law went in her favor? And you see, most of the people, apart from her, all the homes that have been broken down, most of those people, Liberia, sorry, there's not a platform we come and say, you know, oh my God, no, we will say the truth because you made your decision. When we sat down on this platform, we warned you seriously of the calamity that was coming. And you told us, we agree, we will vote, we will take out George Manneh Weah. So why will we come here and come and cry with you? When we were crying, when we were shedding tears for you not to vote this government in, you vote the government in. Why now you want us to come and sit down and cry with you to say, why Boga doing this? When we knew what was coming. No, we're not doing that. We are here to remind you of your decision. No people going to your throne. You see, that's what President George Manneh Weah said. I will come to you again for the second time. If you didn't want me, that's it. And he came to you for the second time. And you told him, we don't want, you see, it didn't bad for me. When I see some of the Unity Party folks, or some people who did not support George Weah, who sat there in the US or who sat there in the diaspora and told their people if they vote for George Manneh Weah, they will not support their people. Those are the people that are coming out to say, why is Weah silent? We don't love the people. No, you are silent. You did not love the people because you told the people if they vote for Weah, you will not support them. So go at the problem. You should deal with it and solve it. Y'all got 3 more years to go to that Capitol building to cry because more demolition is coming. That's why you always see the devil do anything good. Since when in your life have the devil done anything? Because God can say he dances with the devil. And once you dances with the devil, that person got nothing good to add for you. And that is why you always fast and pray for the devil not to come in your way. That is why you go to church. You pray against the devil. So why would somebody come and tell you the dances with the devil? Then you go to vote for them. You go to get your life for them. Come on now. Does that make sense?
My brother Frank, you just won my heart tonight. Let me say it publicly.
You know,
once people are watching,
friend fire,
Frank,
fire,
you just won my heart tonight. Let me just tell
friend
you.
Fire there. You fire there. You fire there.
Inbox me, my brother. Inbox me. Let's share common numbers because
friend fire there, Jenna. The man fire there, Jenna.
Under the Palaba hut. Let me get
the man fire there. Yeah, you ready to fire there? That.
Let me get your respect to you.
But you know what, believe me, that 2027 Jeremiah will be the next president. They will transfer power.
I'm coming to Detroit. Let me get my brother a flower here. I don't please work with this shit. But my brother Frank, if I were close to you tonight, I will put you on my back because what you just did is what our Latino people need to hear. When
is that the reality?
From America here, if you vote for George Manuel Weah, I will stop your support. These are the same people crying now. What George Weah is saying. My brother Frank, you stole my heart tonight. I must tell you, my heart is ready to be giving out to people. But you just break through it. I thank you. I salute you.
Let me start by saying I was watching a video where I saw Madame Fatou Soare, who is the Women League chair of the CDC USA, when her home was being demolished by this government. She lived on the Bushwa Island. I get a video here. They broke her home down. And when they were breaking her home down that morning, there were people around saying, Jawiyah are no longer president, so nobody can protect you. The law will be followed. And I want to just follow the footsteps of Frank. The law are the law. Let it break the house down. Let it break the house down. The house here, let them break it down. The women lead leader, CDC USA. They almost say this house has been here since the 70s. As I am, I'm almost in my good age. I was born right in this house. But today they come and break it down. People around, oh, the law. Today, look at what is happening. People went to CDC party headquarters. When they're supposed to evict, they went and broke down. I don't know whether this government, anytime they see that word evict, it means go and demolish. I don't know. But they will break it down. Today, fellow Liberians, that's why we told you. Whenever you go to the ballot box to go and vote, you are not voting for you alone. No. You are voting for other people around you. You are voting for your generation unborn. You are voting for your future. And whatever that you do will have what we call a repercussion. Today, your vote that you cast is affecting all of us. Look, we shouldn't lie to you. Even those of us that are in abroad, it's rough on us. We're feeling the weight. Look, the weight that you are feeling in Liberia, we are feeling the same here. Because we have family members that are affected by these things. They will call us. We will not turn our back on them. As I was here, as we were on the show, more than 4 calls I received from different people as I feeling I come and call them or send some kind of test to them. So we are also feeling the weight too. Because whatever happens, it comes back on us. But again, it is what it is. And I just want to say to my brother Leo, you know, the King's, the King's support basket. We have 2 persons today that was able to come through. One, Amos J. Vincent, you know, Mr. Amos J. Vincent. I want to say thank you, Mr. Vincent. He sent us $150. Yeah, he sent us $150 for the King's basket. And also, Mr. Kelvin Soko. Mr. Kelvin Soko sent us $50 for the King's basket. So we want to say on behalf of the platform, we want to say to Mr. Amos J. Vincent, thank you for the $150. To Mr. Kelvin Soko, we want to say thank you so much for the $50. We appreciate you. So, fellow Liberians, you can do the same. The King's Basket will stay open. Leo is here. I am here. You can get to our brother Leo. The number is there. Beginning, we try to get a number from Leo so we can do an official, so we can pin it down here. Yeah, so we can pin the number down here. But again, you can get to our brother Leo, and help the station in Liberia. It's not easy. On this note, I want to say thanks to all of you. Those of you who share, those of you who comment, those of you who even disagree with us, but in a respectful manner, we appreciate you. To all our panelists, including those who did not come, I want to say you guys have added value to this particular platform. I want to thank you all very much for what you continue to do, the sacrifices, giving the family time. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. So until we meet again, hopefully maybe tomorrow or so, have yourself a God bless day and bye. And fellow Liberian, let's just tell you, I forgot to give this announcement. The New York chapter of the CDC USA will be having their local convention tomorrow. As you know, we are gearing up for our national convention, and the national convention will be in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, where we'll be having our national convention. So all of the local chapters are having their own local convention. So tomorrow, New York will be having her local convention, and we ask that, those of you in the New York area, be there with them. It's going to be a wonderful time. It's going to be a very wonderful time. Let me display this flyer up here for you to see it here. Let me see. Just bear with me. Let me see if I can bring this here. Okay. All right. So this is the flyer. The New York chapter of the CDC USA will be having her convention. That is going to be tomorrow, Saturday, 6 p.m. is going to start. And they are inviting all of you on 2212 Adams Clinton Powell Jr. Boulevard. Yeah, at 2212 Adam Clinton Powell Jr. Boulevard, between 133 to 134th Street, New York. So join us there tomorrow and let's have a wonderful time. Join the New York chapter. It's going to be a great time. They are going to be electing their new corps of officers and getting themselves ready so that we can, all get ready to come to, Philadelphia here for our national convention. So on this note, we want to say thanks to each and every one of you. We also want to say thanks to the team there in Philly. They are doing exceptionally well with the organizing. So until we meet again, my people, I want to say thanks to all of you. Again, do not forget, those of you who want to be a support, be a help, to the King's Basket in Liberia, you can reach out. The number is there. Those of you who want to, help, you can do whatever that you can do. We highly appreciate it. So until we meet again, my people, have yourself a wonderful time. God bless you, and bye from my end. Love you all.
We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money, that I beg them. The money should be used to bless our people. Thank you, and God bless.